Ghana and play Joy FM.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.
Listen to Joy FM, Hits FM, Love FM, live on your Amazon Echo. Listen to your favorite multimedia radio stations live on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana, play Joy FM or Hits FM or Love FM. Or catch up on your favorite podcast by saying, Alexa, play, and then the name of your favorite podcast from Multimedia Ghana. For a list of all podcasts available, say Alexa. Ask Multimedia Ghana to browse programs.
And we are back like we never lost signal.
Alexa, welcome to Multimedia.
The best gift you can give a loved one is good health. The Love FM Fitness Walk is the only platform which prevents this exclusive opportunity to walk with your friends, partner, granny, kids, abongo, empna, obia, ukunu, schoolmate, etc. to stay healthy. Banks, insurance companies, construction companies, hospitals, schools, security services, various fitness groups. Come and let's shake off the stress. Start looking for your walking kit and let's hit the streets of Kumasi to de-stress, exercise, and burn some calories. You can also send us a minute video. Shijama Kakra, Yedede Kakra, as cooperating institutions, groups, or individual declaring your readiness to partake in the walk. Stay with Love 99.5 FM and Ishra 104.5 FM and get more details on the walk. Or call 0245 594 425 for inquiries. Remember, Fitness Walk is on Saturday, 3rd February 2024 at the Kumasi City Mall, 6 a.m. Shut
As for the marriage, you get the certificate before you get into the marriage, so you don't know what is ahead of you.
What would make your partner walk out of the relationship?
Probably when he finds me cheating.
No. So, but I don't know if you handle the body or what. What's his waist size?
When I get home, I'll explain it.
Also, Papa, 2 years or so, and 3 years ago, and you say, I can't pray.
And you want to go into politics?
You want to go into politics? Not 5 years, not 5 years.
Right. If you love me right.
Welcome to the sports segment on JM Today. My name is Harun Ombarak. Now, Ghana FA says they will announce a roadmap for the future of the Black Stars' technical direction in the coming days. This follows the dismissal of Chris Hughton as Ghana coach and the dissolution of the entire technical team. My colleague Kwesi Adai Kwartin has been getting reactions from some Ghanaians about the decision.
It can be a good news, but I think that is what should happen. A coach was given a chance, to perform, as it were. I don't know the contract that the government had with him, the GFA had with him, but they gave him an assignment that do this for us. So if you don't do it, you need to be sacked. So I don't have any problem him being sacked. Now, if you look at our players, most of them are playing abroad. They are foreign players, right? So what does the coach teach them when they come to camp? Because the coach has to teach them his strategy, what they should do for him to win matches. And it never happened. So I'm not surprised he has been sacked anyway. Ghana needs to sit up and get a very good coach, either from the English Premiership, from the Spanish La Liga, or the Italian Serie A get a coach, we should be able to pay them instead of throwing the money in the garbage. Pay them well and let them do the job for you.
If the GFA sacks the coach, they should sack them. They should also sack themselves. They should also sack themselves because they are part of the problem. Listen to me. You see, when it's a teamwork. Are you getting me? The coach cannot work in isolation. There should be support between the support from the GFA. Are you getting me? So they give support that they think they can give. But when it comes to psychological support, the ones that they should do to push him up, it's not there. It's not there.
So you think sacking him will not solve our problem?
If we sack the coach, we'll bring another coach. If we don't change our attitude, if the control, the influence, if we don't stop it, we will come back to the same problem.
I think it's normal. Every coach can be sacked. But when we look at the content, why do we sack the coach? Is it the performance of the players or is coach error? One thing we should look at that. So I don't see why we should sack the coach. There is something you need to resolve it within the team, okay? Where he did his best as a coach. He has given a role to play as a coach. So what do you expect from the coach? Is expecting the players to do what? To produce what he has shown you on the pitch. So on the field of play, coach has nothing got to do with players.
It's a very good decision for them to sack the coach because it's not the tactics and everything doesn't work for the team. So there's a need for them to sack the coach. And I think it's a very nice decision. They have to dissolve the technical team and everything for them to restart everything again.
It's good that they have sacked the coach because we need a perfect coach. But it's not perfect. How he arranged the players and it's not good. You need to find a good player so that they can play the game well. But the coach, those who are not good,
That's your sports on JM Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Up next is World News.
Time check out what's making headlines, and heavy fighting is underway in central Somalia after Al-Shabaab militants attacked military bases in Matug region. Eyewitnesses say they heard heavy gunfire and explosions at dawn on Wednesday. The attack reportedly began with a suicide bombing targeting government special forces. Galmudug Security Minister Mohammed Abdi Aden told the BBC troops are still battling the militants in Ad village where the military bases are located. The Somali National News Agency reports the army, with the help of locals, thwarted the attack, inflicting heavy losses on terrorists. But Al-Shabaab said it seized the FAR military bases and killed dozens of soldiers. The Somali Federal Forces have since August 2022 been conducting a major offensive against the Al-Qaeda-linked group. That is it for World News, but before we go, let's take you to the conference center because the Ghana Science and Tech Explorer Prize G-Step Challenge, where over 100 junior high school teams are showcasing their prototype projects dedicated to tackling societal issues, is underway. This afternoon, we'll put a spotlight on projects addressing waste and climate change. Now, let's cross over to the Accra International Conference Center, where Joyprime's Shola Adeyemi is on the ground to bring us the exciting details. Shola, what more can you report from the Accra International Conference Center?
There are prize challenges happening. Now, we said that the contestants here or those people here to show us their prototypes are actually, they've been tasked to go into their communities, look into it, see challenges that people are facing, and come up with prototypes, to, help solve these issues. Now, behind me is a team. These people are focusing on, solving waste issues in the community, and I'm going to speak into them very, very shortly. Hello, guys, what's your name?
Hello, we are Team Brentech all the way from Eastern Region.
Right. Now, earlier I was saying that G-STEP gives you teams the chance to go into the community and identify, challenges and then come up with good solutions for them. So I see in front of me, what is the name of this prototype here?
This our prototype is the automated gutter cleaning system.
So what does it do and what are the components?
Our automated gutter cleaning system is designed to pick rubbish from the gutter. Has been so it creates space for water to flow, improving the drainage system.
Right. So with this, how does it work? I want to see how it works.
Okay.
So it's made up of components such as the solar panel, the power bank. The solar panel works during the day and the power bank during the night. And also you have our PVC pipes here, our gutter here, our trash bin here. So as it's being stretched on, the rakes on the conveyor belt starts moving and starts picking up the rubbish here and drops it into the trash can without any human interference of using manual tools like shovels to get into the gutter and use it to dig up the rubbish from there.
So you heard them. This and more is happening here at the Accra International Conference Center. A lot of the contestants or the teams here today have come up with very, very genius innovations to help solve societal issues. As I said, they are tasked to do so. So yes, if you want to pass by, you're free to come here at the Accra International Conference Center. We are here to the close of the day because we are going to be seeing a lot more of the innovations. Please do stay. Do not go anywhere.
And that's the wrap of the bulletin this afternoon. My name is Joyprime. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. One of the stories you will see, we don't support the November date for elections. That's according to NDC Communications, Director of Elections, Dr. Boama. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.
Acclaimed Swiss Ghanaian talent manager and scout Stella Labi is Switzerland's Thai model agency first head booker of color, commenced Switzerland's very first hair, makeup and styling artiste management agency.
The fashion world has transformed my life. I was able to rub shoulders with celebrities, travel the world, open a business, rub shoulders with beautiful people. It is an amazing industry.
Her clients include French, Italian and German Vogue, Elle and Marie Claire, featured in commercials such as the Guess campaign with Claudia Schiffer, makeup, hair and head creative shoot with the original supermodels Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington and Linda Evangelista. In Africa's Model Scout, she draws on the expertise of globally respected industry professionals to help her select the best girl and provide invaluable training to help push the aspiring models to be the best they can be.
This is a show about chasing your dreams and embracing challenges, but only one of the models will have the chance of winning our grand prize, an international model contract with Boss Model Agency, Cape Town, South Africa.
Only the 10 girls showing the most potential make it through to the casting round, in which they are faced with challenging test shoots.
This is a journey, and it's going to be a journey of discovery.
Africa's Model Scout shows every Saturday at 7 p.m. only on Joyprime.
Journey. I'm Ayanda Tavete, and this is Afrimax. It's a journey across the entire continent into a variety of cultural work. We highlight the creative spirit in Africa and how it affects the design space, from the history that defines us to the future that is waiting.
I always look for those three things: history, culture, and heritage.
Showing how culture transforms. Even though the potency of it is kept and the ritual of it is kept, there is a change that happens that is developing with the times.
It is not only for today, it is for future generations.
On this show, we'll be talking to the movers, shakers, visionaries, and makers who embody the meaning of modern Africa.
Let's hope I don't burn.
We get to the heart of African design philosophy to find out what makes creatives tick, with designers who are breaking boundaries and making waves internationally.
We'll reveal that secret.
What inspires them, and what traditional influences are being brought into the modern age?
We endeavor to tell stories of African culture so that they're not forgotten, because we don't write things normally. With what we do here at the Urban Native, we're really just trying to preserve what we can the way that we can. Combining different African pieces from different countries do help project, and then they are connected. We are able to connect to the heartbeat of Africa.
Join us as we seek out the continent's finest design innovation, from interior and architecture, fashion, food, and the arts. It's all on Afrimax, coming soon on DW, and it starts on August the 5th. Try this.
my husband will love me forever. Remember, it's important that you both keep loving and trusting each other. Never forget that.
In a world where the past casts long shadows, Clarice must grapple with the consequences of her mother's past.
Sorry, Clarice, but I will steal your husband from you. Blame your mother for all of this. You stole my chance to be happy. I'm going to hurt you, Laura, in the worst possible way.
Broken Faith, where vengeance knows no bounds and the line between right and wrong blurs. Broken Faith shows every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m.
Sometimes I feel like, won't God just take his life, then I'll be free?
The winner of the Disability Award at the GJA Awards 2023 is Emmanuel Venu of the Joyprime channel Multimedia Group. Please put your hands together.
Righteousness is defined by God. What he says you are is what you are. There's no teaching in the scriptures that will be left untaught.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
Christianity is not a religion, neither is it a joining of a church and doing the Christian things like praying and giving and so on. Hallelujah. Christianity is the outworking of God's own kind of life received into the spirit of a man. Whoa! This divine life in the heart of a man makes him righteous, keeps him healthy, divinely guided in life, prosperous and victorious.
For the marriage, you get the certificate before you get into the marriage, so you don't know what is ahead of you.
What would make your partner walk out of the relationship?
Probably when he finds me cheating.
No. So come on, how will you handle the body or what? What's his waist size?
When I get home, I'll explain it.
Also, Papa, 2 years or so, and 3 years ago, and you say, I can't pray.
And you want to go into politics?
You want to go into politics?
Yes.
Not 5 years.
Right. If you love me right.
Can you come over? Make it chop love and tuna.
Don't be changing the lyrics to the song.
Make it chop love and tuna.
Kwame Eugene must give us a proper showdown.
Grammy Animal showdown. Nana the Mama showdown. And it is a boom. Look at us. He just slowed down and let us down.
What is happening to the Ghana movie industry? Is it the players? Is it the handlers? Like, what the hell is happening? Mother.
the biggest game on the continent. The Africa Cup of Nations.
This is absolutely incredible from Bounedjah.
Mane! Senegal are African champions. Absolutely delighted with the goal for his country. Still Salah. Little crossover, tries to finish it.
Welcome. This is AFCON today on Joy 99.7 FM, on the Joy News channel, as well as on the Joy Prime TV channel. First of all, big apologies for the late start of the program, but we've got a lot to cover today on the show. Chris Hughton has finally been sacked as Black Stars head coach after the disastrous AFCON campaign. We'll take a look back on everything that has contributed to his dismissal. Why didn't he even resign in the first place? Why was he waiting to be sacked? Anyway, what about the future? The GFA has announced that even the entire backroom staff or technical staff has been dissolved. In other words, they're now putting together a roadmap on the future of the Black Stars. What should that future look like? Where should we be looking? In what direction should we be looking in our attempt to find a replacement for Chris Hughton? Then there's also the big issue of who takes responsibility on the FA side, because there are people that say just sacking the manager is only 5% of the solution. What about everything else that has contributed to our systematic failure? Who is dissolving the dissolver? Okay, the GFA say they've dissolved the technical team, but who is dissolving the dissolver? Or in other words, who is taking responsibility at the GFA? And what are the consequences for supervising now back-to-back AFCON embarrassment? Someone at the GFA should be taking responsibility and be stepping down. Why isn't that happening? It's a question we will ask here on the show. Elsewhere at the AFCON, of course, the shocks just keep on rolling on. This is turning out to be probably the best AFCON ever. Somebody said this AFCON is the Obianyobia AFCON. It doesn't matter your pedigree. If you're not good, the actual football will expose you. And Algeria found that out yesterday. They have been kicked out of the competition by Mauritania. And Mauritania beat them by 1-0. And that was their first ever win at the AFCON. And he somehow ended up kicking Algeria out of the tournament. They finished bottom of their group with just the 2 points from their first 2 draws. And there is, of course, consequences for that. Head coach Jamal Belmadi reports out that he's stepping down from his role after such a long time. He led them to AFCON victory in 2019, but they've now suffered back-to-back exits in the group stages of the AFCON. So we'll look back at the action from yesterday as well. There were so many other games, dramatic action in the game between Cameroon and Guinea. We'll talk about the Gambia, I beg your pardon, we'll talk about that, which also resulted in the Gambia coach Tom Sanford deciding he's seen enough in the Smiling Coast, and now he's smiling his way out of the Gambia. The show is live and interactive and is sponsored, of course, by MTN. MTN everywhere you go. We'll take a really, really short break. When we come back, I will introduce my guest and we can zoom straight into the action.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security goat to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Adom TV. Yasaya de mofrenum to akensie na bebie mo. Enstroma season 6. Ani Enstroma season 6 launch no. Eba su kwesiada 28th January 2024. Ewo West Hills Mall. Accra Kaswa Pantim Ponoso. Time 3:30 p.m. on the dot. Bray. Nebesha magical performances free and past contestants. Emra. Outdoor your selected contestant for season 6. Righteous Van Dyke. Victor Chum Ampofo. Any Abrantie. Any Bebre Kekaho. Yabema Mwakakai Emra no more competition nimuno. Oba pa Christy. Enso so beba. Nesu unim se. Wadi woja ebe remu. Na kecha so di wamo die ebeba be boom. Ye babe wuso West Hills Mall. Abra ye pa Enstroma season 6 hontoma. Enstroma. Yes, right.
Adom TV, ye wadzoi.
Welcome back. You're watching AFCON today, of course, on the Joy News channel and on the Joyprime channel. You're also listening to us on 99.7 Joy FM. My name is Fento Tahiru Fento. Welcome to the show. Achu Tamaklo and, of course, Kojo Jima are here with me, guys. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Very well, huh?
Yeah.
Yesterday, we spoke about Chris Hughting.
Yeah.
Kojo, you said the entire technical team had to be dissolved. You got your wish. Now what?
Well...
You got your wish.
I actually got a lot of wishes. So first wish is granted. I think the biggest wish that if you speak to every Ghanaian on the street of Ghana, you know, it doesn't matter wherever town or city you talk to anyone, the GFA has a big problem. There has to be a total revolution in the GFA because, I mean, we both know it, everyone knows it. And you ask 5 Ghanaians, 5 out of 5, everyone is going to talk about Mr. Okweku. Well, the reason why he was given the mandate, obviously, was to build Ghana football. But we know the numbers. The stats don't lie. Ghana football has declined to the highest. So I don't get it if you get rid of the manager and you stay in affairs. The reason why you were given the mandate was to transform Ghana football to the next level, to bring us up again. One of the promises he gave Ghanaians was that he was going to market the team very well and then bring that whole new phase of Ghana football. As we speak now, I don't think we've seen a quarter of what he said. And so for me, Mr. Okweku needs to step down. He needs to do the honourable thing.
We're saying the GFA president has to step down.
He absolutely has no business in that office.
It's not the first time, to be fair, that an FA president has resigned because of a poor showing of the country's national team. It's an example that abounds all around the world. Actually, isn't that correct?
It is. I think the most recent on the continent will be some 5 years ago. Egypt's the president did not go alone. The entire executive council, they in good conscience of the circumstance and their inability to deliver success, all felt responsible and they took responsibility. They resigned and walked away. But we also have to be realistic enough to admit the reality of our situation. Okweku does not feel accountable to Ghanaians. The Executive Council, same. They don't believe in such principles as assuming responsibility. And my guess is this, if you speak to any of them, it will be difficult for them to admit their role in the mess that we're in. Yeah. And so these are the kind of people that we're dealing with. Under normal circumstances, yes, I'll call for their resignation. Under normal circumstances, you would expect that...
They probably should have left before.
Long before, yes. By now, you should have had a statement from the GFA admitting the severity of our situation. And not just the... I have spoken consistently.
They haven't even apologized for the poor showing.
I have spoken
It's like business as usual.
Yep.
Nobody has
You
said
remember
anything.
the interview on Asempa 2 years ago after the AFCON, when Okweku, dead Ghanaians, and essentially arrogantly said, if there are Messis and Ronaldos elsewhere, point me in the direction and we'll bring them into the team. But he is... That's the
way
sort of...
We didn't have players, and the best is what we presented.
Exactly. If this was a country where we do things right, if the guys in charge run with sound management principles, with very progressive ideas, what would have happened is that in this moment, you would see an admission of culpability. You would also see they pointing out what they believe to be wrong. They may not be right all the time about what has led us here, but you will see an attempt to admit and a certain realization of the things, the mistakes that have led us here. More importantly, you will see the solution. So perhaps after this, you will then see them roll out policies, have a consultation with the government, show them their plan for youth football development. And that bit is important because without a solid base, the Black Stars will not be competitive. It is not a coincidence that since 2015, when our youth football has not plateaued, but has taken a nosedive, the fortunes of the Black Stars have been the same. So the two work and walk hand in hand. And it is my suggestion that, look, if we want to make any kind of progress, we have to admit that our football is dead. It is not dying. It is dead.
Reboot. Start from the basics.
Start from the basics and look at how you can ensure that you are influencing the talent's developments at a very early age, to the extent that when you watch the
and that you are in control.
Exactly.
And not leaving anything to chance.
Not leaving anything.
Football is scientific.
Exactly. I mean, these are products, right? If you are not adding value to the talents that God has blessed you with, you will not be competitive on the market because others are doing that. Just to conclude, yesterday, I saw the next batch of the youth teams that have been invited to Pram Pram for the Black Satellites. And the question I asked myself was this: what happened to the team that Lai Kingston led to Serbia that won that tournament then only a year ago? Why have we discarded that team and now the Starlets team? Because by now, the bulk of that team should be promoted.
Yes, they should be 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. So they should be playing in the Africa Games.
In the Black Satellites team, why have we discarded that team and in the last 3 or 4 months have invited over 200 players to the Black Satellites camp? So
that's the team we are preparing for the Africa Games.
So that kind of disconnects the lack of continuity.
It seems a little haphazard to me.
You cannot do that. When you do that, the end product is that you will not be able to promote even one player from any of those teams into the Black Stars. So you will pick some disjointed group.
Suspicion that a lot of the players named in the squad play or belong to clubs owned by the people.
It is not a suspicion. It is a matter of fact.
Because the clubs we know, we see a number of them in the team.
Where they come from?
Disproportionate number.
These days, you're seeing teams like Benab gain a lot of prominence. Since 2019, Benab FC, Golden Kicks. You're seeing
Wait,
still
that team belongs to Benab Oil? Maybe? Okay. Very well. We will talk about what to do next. The GFA said that they will, in the coming days, release a roadmap for the future of the Black Stars. What exactly they intend to do, we all don't know. What we know for sure is that they've gotten rid of Chris Hughting and his entire backroom staff. And you might not believe that Chris Hughting is the problem, but Chris Hughting was a problem, okay? And this is why. In the 13 matches that he's taking over, that he's taken charge of in the Black Stars team, Chris Hughting has played 13 matches, as you can see. He's won 4 of those games. He's drawn 5 of them, and 4 of them have ended in defeats. Chris Hughting has a win rate of 32%. That is the lowest win rate of all the coaches Kedokroku has hired. And we will show the comparative graphics and tell you what the win rate was like for Sing-a-thon, what the win rate was like for Milovan Rahivac, what the win rate was like under Otoado, and what it's like under Chris Hughting. In that period, Chris Hughting has scored, or his team has scored 13 goals, and they have conceded 16. This is a Black Stars team that in the past was a dominant force. They score a lot of goals. There's never one time where the Black Stars have had a goal difference, a negative goal difference. That is our reality now. Yeah. That the manager has taken charge of 13 matches, and in that period, the Black Stars have a negative goal difference of -3. we kept only 4 clean sheets in 13 matches. In other words, in 9 of those games, we have watched our team concede goals. And they shipped in 16 goals in just 13 matches. That's just how bad it was. Yeah. Now, for recency's sake, I'm going to take you to the AFCON and tell you about the 3 games that Chris Hughton played at the AFCON. And tell you
just before you progress.
Yes.
In fairness to Chris Hughton, I think there were mitigating circumstances. And that's where I would say the main issue with Chris Hughton was that while he was not the problem, he could not provide the solutions that for which reason he was hired. Right. If you take your mind back to every AFCON that Ghana have participated in the modern era, the GFA has always hired auxiliary technical staff for the Black Stars coach. Herald News comes to mind. Jamie Jackson, or is it Lawrence Jackson? His name readily comes to mind. Often, one of the men who could succeed Chris Hughton, Hervé Renard, comes to mind. He was a physical instructor in 2008. But for whatever reason...
Hughton has all those people. He has a video analyst.
Before the tournament.
I'm saying physical trainer. He has everything.
I'm saying that before major tournaments, the FA always hires supplementary technical staff.
I think it's probably also because in the past we didn't have them as standing members of the technical team. Now we do. They have a permanent video analyst. They have a permanent physical trainer. All of them are permanent staff now.
I'm saying that we have had them in the past, but the FA has gone out of its way to always find another layer of support for them. And I've given you examples, right? That happened. There was also the small matter of the whole disconnect between himself and the FA. Look, it is whatever we say about Chris Hughton and his shortfalls and his mistakes, and there were a lot of them. And I'm not saying this to justify his mistakes. He is responsible for
I'm still trying to understand how
I'm telling you that
for the negative goal difference and the win rate of 31%.
It doesn't. I'm just telling you that there were things that also made it very difficult for any other manager in Chris Hughton's position.
Very well. I think we established that because, like I said in my intro, I said while Chris Hughton was not the problem, he was a problem. And I think you just said exactly the same thing. Now, at the AFCON against Cape Verde, we lost by 2-1. We created 3 chances in the game. We had 1 shot on target in 90 minutes, which was the goal. We were outpossessed. Cape Verde outpossessed us by 53-47. We had less of the ball against Cape Verde. Our XG was 1.74. We were expected to score 1.7 goals. Based on the big chances that we created, we managed to score 1. We underperformed our XG. Cape Verde outpossessed Ghana and limited us to 1 shot on target in the whole match. And they beat us. In the game against Egypt, we drew 2-2. Big chances created, 0. But we scored 2 goals. You know why we scored 2 goals? Because those 2 goals were not chances, but they were converted into goals by the individual brilliance of Mohamed Kudus. We had 3 shots on target, and he had 2 of them, which, of course, he scored. In terms of goals we were supposed to score based on the quality of chances we created, we were not supposed to even score half a goal. It was 0.31, our XG against Egypt. That's how bad it was. And then against Mozambique, we drew 2-2. We created 2 big chances. Again, Egypt outpossessed us. Remember that, 42% possession was what we got. Egypt had 58%. Against Mozambique, we had only 39% of the ball. 39. Mozambique has 61% of the possession. And we have 4 shots on target with an XG of 1.79. So, when Chris Hughton says at his post-match press conference that in terms of his own output and putting the team in a position where they could win games, he feels he has failed, that I agree with him completely. He has failed, and not just failed, he failed spectacularly. Because these 3 games at the AFCON, the opponents played better than us in all 3 matches. We didn't deserve to win a single one of those matches based on our performance. We didn't create enough chances, and we conceded 6 goals in 3 games. We couldn't, so we are sitting back and we still couldn't contain the opposition from scoring. So what exactly was the coach's job? What did he do at this AFCON? So Chris Hughton, and actually is 100% right, that yes, he had issues, and the team had major issues even before he came in. But since he came in, the Black Stars have taken a step back. And numbers don't lie. Chris Hughton is the worst performing Black Stars coach we've had in the last 10 years. And if you're limited it to only the coaches that the GFA, this current GFA administration has hired, Chris Hughton is the worst of the 4 of them. And I'll take you through that comparative graphic. They came into power in 2019, and they started by firing, of course, Kwesi Appiah, who had taken us to the AFCON in June 2019 in Egypt. And then by October, the elections were held. Kett and his people came into power, and then they fired Kwesi Appiah, and then they hired C.K. Akono. C.K. Akono supervised 10 matches. He won 4 of them, lost 4 of them, and then 2 of them ended in draws. So C.K. Akono had a win rate of 40%. He won 40% of the matches he played. We fired him after 10 games and brought on Milovan Rahivac. You remember that famous press conference? Keto Kreku said he likes his Milo. He likes Milo.
No more Matra Makwe.
He said no more Matra Makwe. A direct dig at C.K. Akono. In other words, claiming that Akono was an experimental coach. And now they've gone for an experienced hand that they believed would do the job. He lasted 8 matches, Milovan Rahivac, in his second term. He lost 3 games. He won only 3, and he drew 2 of them. He had a win rate of 38%. He was fired after the AFCON in 2022. We owe C.K. Akono. We still owe Milovan Rahivac as well. So all these decisions are coming at a cost to you, the taxpayer, to you and I. We haven't finished paying CK's compensation. We have not finished paying Milovan Rahivac's compensation. We brought in Otto Addo first as an interim coach, and then we gave him a 1-year contract extension so he could take us to the World Cup. He supervised 12 matches. He lost 4, he won 5, and then we drew 3. He had a win rate of 42%. 42%. So, CK Akono, 40% win rate. Milovan Rahivac, 38%. Otto Addo, 42%. And Chris Hughton, 31%. So Hughton has the lowest win rate of all the managers this administration has hired. And also take notice, Kojo, 10 games for CK, 8 games for Milo, 12 games for Otto Addo, 13 matches for Chris Hughton. Exactly an average. It works out to an average of 10 matches. So the lifespan for a Black Stars coach is 10 games.
Absolutely. We have to look at the structure. You know, one of the biggest problems that we're having now as a country in terms of the FA is because there's no formal blueprint of what manager comes in. We're getting a lot of all these managers come in and they play their own tactics. You know, there has to be a formal structure that the Black Stars and the national teams, the youth teams are developed through. So basically, we as a country, we know we generate a lot of midfielders. We know where do we lack? Do we want to generate right backs, left backs, defenders. Where is our side of weakness that we want to develop? All these managers come in, they decide to play any form of tactics they want to play. You cannot go to Brazil and decide to play a 4-5-1. You cannot go to the UK and decide to play any kind of system, except you stick to their 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. Why? Because the players are more adjustable to these type of systems. So if we talk about these managers per average 10 games, they last 10 games, and they win 3 and they lose 3 and they draw 3 and they draw 2, it's only because as a country we have failed in terms of the FA has no plan. What we keep doing is we keep hiring big names coming. I'm wondering who hired Utuado. Utuado has never been a coach. He was a scout.
And yet, he has the best win rate.
Because we went to the World Cup. And so, you know, the
and
World Cup...
And we won only one game in the World Cup.
Exactly. And he won the big game against Nigeria in
well, those
Abuja.
were 2 draws, but yeah, sure, we qualified.
Well, fair enough. But that's what I'm saying. All these things that we keep talking about is what is letting Ghana down. We keep scratching the surface. Again, Fenty, we need to go back to the basics. Before we hire the next manager, the FA, whoever remains as the FA president, should have a blueprint. What is the way we want to play as a country? Because we need to remodel our players based on a system that's suitable for our players. What we're doing now, you see the system Chris Hughton was playing. His favorite system has always been 4-2-3-1. It's not just Ghana. He's been playing this in the Premiership. Who plays 4-2-3-1 now? I bet you none of teams play 4-2-3-1.
Jose has abandoned it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So
there you go. So if you have him
Jose
there...
went from 4-3-3 to 4-2-3-1. He's just... Everybody's evolving.
Everybody's doing it now. And he keeps doing the same thing. So when Ashmiri goes off, he goes back to his mental state in terms of how he still wants to approach the game very pragmatically. And he puts in 2 pivot when he doesn't even need. And I ask myself, how then do we play Semenyo as a striker for Ghana? It's very abysmal. Look, Semenyo's never been a goal poacher. We need a goal poacher. You watch the structures, you watch the systems. I know there's a big, huge problem with the FA. But as a coach, I think he lacks a lot of misunderstanding about the team, the quality of the players, and his approach to games and in-game management. All of it cuts through.
So he deserved to go.
So he deserved to go. But going forward, we have to go back, like we keep saying. The FA needs a blueprint. If Ghana wants to play a 4-4-2, of course, if a manager comes, he can do a variation of a 4-4-2 into a 4-1-4-1. But it should be in a system that's quite suitable so that we ingrain these principles in the youth teams so that it becomes more easier in transferring players through the process and bringing them up. Because at the moment, it's a big disparity and it's very shambolic. And I wonder if Ketokweku should be still the president today.
He's still the president. Actually, let's look ahead now. I think we all agree that the coach had to go. He's gone. I'm very surprised he didn't quit by himself. I'm not sure what he was waiting for, whether compensation or he was waiting for some miracle or I don't know, man. The GFA statement said that in the coming days, they'll put together a roadmap on the future of the Black Stars. From where you sit, what should be in that roadmap? What should we be doing before we appoint that next coach?
I don't trust the people who are going to put together the roadmap.
So what? We should just throw our arms in the air and give up?
They have failed in 5 years. They are not going to suddenly crack the code now. I don't trust them.
Because certainly there are question marks around their judgment, given the kind of coaches they've hired and the results.
You can't tell me that.
The results get worse. The higher they aim for the coaching.
Yeah. With each appointment, a trigger happy. Look, our best bet at salvation of any kind will be government intervention. And more importantly, government involvement. And it is government job to develop sports in this country.
True.
It is government's job to provide the infrastructure and the framework for that to happen. And I would go as far as saying that given the size of the country and our limited resources, I think it will be government's job, and even the size of the football ecosystem, it is government's job to educate the resource persons who will develop talents and even run the sport in this country, or at least facilitate the education of those. And the issue at hand lies squarely within the remit of government. So long as you take a cedi from the consolidated fund to go and train the black meteors, the black maidens, it is your job to ensure that the people who are going to train those players will impact the best knowledge possible, that the circumstances or the conditions under which they are training are world-class, will not, in the end, create an imbalance so that no matter how much money you pump in there, it will not make any difference. What has to happen, and indulge me on this for a bit, is for the government to realize that beyond littering the country with these youth and resource centers and the facilities that they are renovating, they need a plan, right? The bulk of these facilities that have been built are not even accessible. So if a kid wanted to play football, which playground will they have to go to go and play there? So we need to find a way to connect the infrastructure that we are putting there
to talent development.
And education. In this moment, if you wanted to look at where the various districts, the clubs at the various districts want to train, say maybe a quality facility where they can access maybe for a fee and have some world-class tutors there imparting knowledge to them, you won't have any in this country. Look, what Right to Dream are doing, is it Mr. Sissoko, the former Liverpool player who is now an instructor there?
Yeah.
Michael Essien is at Norgeland. That is the way to go. The, excuse my language. Okay. The concepts, I'm being careful. The concepts that someone who studied sports science or physical education and has a degree in that can teach how to pass the ball is far outdated. The principles of the game have evolved. Look, and I was listening to Coach here, and for the uninitiated, you will still be fixated with tactics and all of those things, but Coach knows that the game has moved past those principles. These days, the complexities lie with positioning, spatial awareness, creating space. Space is the most important thing in the game.
Of course.
How they can stretch teams, create space. If the teams that are able to control...
How do you take a shot? How do you make an assist if you don't have enough space?
And teams are able to manipulate spaces, not necessarily because they have the best tactics, but they are able to coach games, manage games, and they have trained players to be able to think and react to real-time in-game scenarios. Yeah. That is something we don't have in Ghana. Look, within the next couple of weeks...
don't have the education.
Within the next couple of weeks, we're going to hear names like Prosper Natiogu. These are not world-class coaches. We need world-class coaches to coach the Black Stars.
And
Prosper Ogum, CK Akuno, and all of these.
You mentioned a key thing. We also even need world-class coaches at youth level.
So that was why I mentioned the Right to Dream example.
Yeah.
So that the next time, some of your best talents you have produced in a decade will not be told that they are not good enough because they don't have the basics. And that is the situation of Abdul Fattah Issahaku and Daniel Efriyebania. Fattah Issahaku has been lucky. He had a year, someone took a chance on him, and now things are working out for him. And we're beginning to see him play in a way that has left all of us saying, maybe we misprofiled this guy. But this kid went through the Ghanaian education system, primary, JSS, started playing, I don't know if he played Coles football, but lower tier football. In all of our minds, Fattah Issahaku is a number 10. But we're seeing him play at wing back to devastating effects. Or we're seeing him play on the right side as an inside forward, as a right winger. If various coaches at Steadfast, Dreams FC, our under 15, under 17, under 20, from private to national team coaches, nobody was able to identify the problem with this kid, then we have a problem. So the government needs to realize that beyond the infrastructure that they are trying to roll out, find a way of connecting that to talent education. Have a plan for talent education. Have a plan for training instructors. at the basic level, so that in each district, you know that we have this number of people teaching our kids football, right? So that after 2 or 3 years, we know from this pool, we are choosing these guys to form a regional team. And then the best of those can form a national team. This whole, and there's no other way to put it, this whole concept that 200 players, 4 batches of 50 have to go to Pram to go and train for a week. Justify for a week, and then the coach, it is rubbish.
That concept is gone.
It's gone.
Actually, you know,
just let me finish.
Yeah.
So we need to find a more scientific approach to this. Look, we've been playing games about the sports bill and the funding components. If you have a plan, if you have a policy that is holistic, that is clear and unambiguous, you know at each stage what your objectives are, what it will cost for you to realize those objectives, right? Within what time frame? And based on that, you are able to speak properly to the conversation of the sports fund and then say, this is how much we need annually. Not just money to pay compensations and salaries and co, but based on the projects that we're embarking on, this is how much we will need. And so we need to raise this much. And these are the avenues of revenue generation. We cannot continue running football in this country the way we...
Throwing money at the blaster.
It's a complete waste. Look, we just published the stories of how much it cost Ghana for the qualifiers.
Exactly. We spent $1.5 million in qualifying to this particular AFCON tournament. We haven't added how much we spent at the actual AFCON tournament. Meanwhile, judging from what we spent at the last AFCON in Cameroon, which was $2.5 million, if, let's say, ceteris paribus, we spent the same amount of money at this particular AFCON, then it means that we spent $4 million just for going to, just to go to Cote d'Ivoire and embarrass and disgrace ourselves.
But that's not even possible because this time we sent more fans.
There you go.
To Cote d'Ivoire.
And then gave everybody $400 as well. Meanwhile, at the AFCON, even if you go to the quarterfinal stage, you get $1.3 million. We spent $4 million going and getting embarrassed and then exiting at the group stages. And this is what we do all the time. We don't invest in the preparation. We don't invest in the in anything at all, and we don't add value to the people. But when the tournament comes around, we go and spend too much money and make lofty, hefty promises. Africa Games is coming. Okay, we sent athletes to camp in Cape Coast only last weekend, 40 days to the Africa Games. All right. The Ghana Olympic Committee says they need $50,000 just to prepare athletes for the Africa Games, which we are hosting. Okay. The Minister of Youth and Sports says they don't have $50,000, but they were ready to pay over $30,000 to each player if they made it out of the group stages at the AFCON. What is wrong with us?
And $60,000 to each member of the coaching staff.
Yes, each coaching staff member would have taken $60,000. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Meanwhile, the Africa Games, which we are hosting, we have gone to set a lofty target for our athletes that we want to finish in the top 5 on the medal table. You know what it takes to finish in the top 5 in the medal table at the Africa Games? You need to win at least 100 medals. In fact, Egypt, who topped the medal table the last time out, got 259 medals. You want to put a bet on, a guess on how many medals we got at the Africa Games the last time around? 13, which means in order for us to get 100 medals and possibly finish in that top 5, we need to make a swing of 87 more medals. We have no plan in place for that swing to win 87 more medals and yet wait for the games to come around. Then we'll go and promise the people that we'll pay everybody $10,000 if you win a gold medal. You have not invested in the preparation, and you've gone to promise that you would give people a certain amount of money if they win gold medal. You wait for it. It will happen. They will go and promise that they'll give them $10,000 if you win a gold medal, knowing full well that they will not win the gold medal because they know they didn't invest in the people's preparations. What is wrong with us? That is wickedness. Speaking of wickedness, Mauritania are very wicked. Yesterday, they kicked out tournament favorites, or one of the tournament favorites, 2019 champions Algeria. They won by 1-0. Senegal obviously topped the group with their 2-0 win.
Why do we still refer to Algeria as pre-tournament favorites for this one, especially after what they did?
The assumption was they learned their lesson from the last time.
After how they qualified for this tournament?
Yeah, They finished on the same point as, I think, there was another team in their group that gave them a really
controversially, the final game, I think in September against Uganda, had a very dodgy goal awarded them. And that was why Micho Sredovic, the Ugandan coach, spoke in very strong terms yesterday after Algeria's elimination was confirmed. But Amir Abdul, the Mauritanian coach, Ghanaian fans would remember him. Against Comoros in Cameroon, he led them to beat the Black Stars by 3-2. And last night again, Mauritania's very first win at the AFCON over Algeria.
It's a giant slayer, isn't it? Yeah. Angola also beat Burkina Faso 2-0, but both teams have progressed to the knockout rounds. Yeah. The Gambia lost to Cameroon. It was a dramatic game. We'll show you the highlights of that game very shortly. By 3-2, Cameroon needed to score very, very late. But Senegal, the only team to qualify to the knockout rounds with a 100% record. They won all 3 matches, 9 points out of 9, 3 wins out of 3. Yeah. And they look set. They look like they could possibly become the first country to defend their title since Egypt's three-peat, 2006, 2008, and 2010. Yeah. Karim has been looking at how that could possibly happen. And where is Karim? Please come over here and just show us quickly.
He has to make
what he's been looking at.
He has to make a 90-degree act.
How are you, my brother?
I'm doing okay.
Senegal, what's going on? What have you got for us? Because they look very impressive indeed at this AFCON.
Yes, they are deadly. I wasn't here yesterday because of the Black Stars.
Yeah. No wahala. No wahala. Okay, let's get on with it then.
We are creeping, and Senegal are looking like a well-oiled machine, attempting to do something no defending champion has done since 2010. That is Egypt winning the title 3 times. So I'm looking at them qualifying to the knockout stages as the only team winning all their 3 games, becoming the second team with the highest number of goals, 3, and becoming just one of 4 teams to concede just 1 goal. And looking at their run, Opta has predicted that they are the favorites ahead of this tournament. What I'm going to look at is the last 6 winners and how they perform in the next tournament after winning the title. So let's start with Egypt and their run in 2012. After winning the 3 titles, they didn't qualify for the 2012 tournament and the 2013 on back-to-back. So what happened and they didn't qualify? They finished bottom of their qualifying group. A group that has Niger, Burkina Faso, and Sierra Leone, but still they finished bottom. What happened? Around that 2010, 2013, their league was suspended, and we know that they heavily depend on their league for their national team because of some stadium disaster that saw about 74 people die. Yeah. Then in 2013, Zambia shocked everyone and won it in 2012. And they qualified again in 2013, but exited at the group stages. If it was now, in that 2013, they could have possibly been progressing as one of the 3rd best placed teams because they drew all their group matches and were 3rd with 3 points. They were in that group with Nigeria, who also won the 2013 tournament. But and curiously...
2015.
Yes.
And we're supposed to come to 2015 as defending champions.
Yes,
but
curiously, they didn't qualify. What happened? In the final game of qualifying, they had the opportunity of qualifying as one of 3rd best placed teams because there were 7 groups with 2 teams qualifying as and the 3rd best finisher qualifying. They needed a win to qualify ahead of DRC, but they said no, we are Nigeria. We never did carry last, but that one
they carried last. So they didn't come back.
Yes,
in 2015.
They drew the final game 2-2 to South Africa and didn't qualify. Then 2017
and that tournament
in 2015. Ivory Coast
beat Ghana
on penalties to win.
Came to 2017 as defending
champions and didn't go out of the group stages. And
wow,
there's only one team in this run from the last 6 winners. There's only one team that has gotten to the round of 16, and that is Cameroon. The rest, 2 didn't qualify, 3 exited at the group stages. Senegal, they got knocked out in the round of 16 by Nigeria in that 2017. They were in the same group with Ghana. And then Algeria, the team that
a lot of people in
2019, a lot of people had expectations for them. But in 6 AFCON, since winning the title in 2019, they've not won a game. In 6 games, they've accumulated 3 points, conceded 8 goals, and scored just 4. That is how worse it is. And Senegal, as we've spoken about them, they are on course. Looking at how they are playing and the quality of players, the decisions their coach is making, looks like it's going to be possible for them to surpass that quarter-final barrier that the defending champions have been having since 2010.
All right, interesting. Thank you very much, Karim. So we'll see whether Senegal will be able to defend their title. But this is confirmation of the teams that are going to qualify for the round of 16. This is the ranking of the third-place team. So Guinea will make it through. They got 4 points. Mauritania have qualified as well. Côte d'Ivoire have qualified. I can confirm that. Namibia as well have an opportunity. Karim, thank you very much. They say you can go. Yes, I am. And you know, so that's that. I'll show you the fixtures for this. So you see why Ghana is out. You got only 2 points. You have no chance of coming here. So Ghana is out completely. All right. Now, with these teams in 3-3-3, Mauritania for sure have qualified. They have a goal difference of +1. Yeah. Is it +1? No, -1. -1. Côte d'Ivoire have a goal difference of -3. And Namibia have a goal difference of -3 as well. Now, Zambia is the only other team with a chance to qualify, so knockout rounds. Let me show you the fixtures. Now, Zambia play against Morocco. Now, if Zambia were to get a win, where are they? Yeah. If Zambia were to beat Morocco, it will take them to 4 points, I believe. They have 1 win, 1 defeat. Yeah. So it would... No, they actually have 2 points, isn't it? They have 2 points, so they have 2 draws. So if they were to beat Morocco, then they would qualify. In fact, that would mean that Zambia go up to 5 points above Morocco. Yeah. But Morocco already have 4 points. So that means that, okay, I'm sorry. But so that means that they will go, in fact, so that means now Namibia will get kicked out. Yeah. And then what would happen is that Morocco would now finish here. Yeah. The Mauritania below them, then Côte d'Ivoire, and then Namibia will be eliminated.
Ivory Coast take the last.
Because Zambia would qualify automatically, so they would no longer need this. Yeah. So these are the games coming up. South Africa have 3 points themselves. Tunisia have no win. Yeah. So if Tunisia need to qualify, they need to beat South Africa.
And then they get the automatic slots.
No,
they're on the points.
Yeah.
Because they lost to Namibia.
Yeah. They did, so they have a point. Thank you. The only way they qualify is they beat South Africa. If they beat South Africa, who have 3 points, they're out.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. that is some game, huh?
Very tight.
Quick prediction?
That's a tough one, you know, because South Africa themselves are not playing too well. Tunisia are very not convincing as well.
Prediction, Kojo?
I think it could...
I say Tunisia win. I don't think South Africa have the temperament.
No. I don't. They've bottled it on too many occasions. Tunisia win.
Tunisia.
Namibia, Mali. Mali already should. Namibia have 3 points right now. Yeah. And look, a draw could be enough for them. Do you think you will get something from this game? I believe so.
I don't think so. The way Mali plays takes away a lot of liberties from opponents.
All right, Achu. DR Congo, quick, we have only 30 seconds. DR Congo, Tanzania.
DR Congo.
DR Congo win. And you get Morocco, Zambia.
Definitely Morocco.
Morocco win?
Yeah, Morocco win.
Okay, so Zambia getting kicked out according to Kojo. Anyway, so that's our show for today on AFCON Today. My name is Fento Tahir Fento. The show is proudly sponsored by MTN. MTN everywhere you go. We're live on Joy 99.7 FM, on the Joy News channel, as well as on Joyprime TV channel. Of course, Achu and Kojo were my guests. Show produced by Sheikh Mubarak Haruna. Until next time, though, thanks for watching.
Broken Faith is brought to you by
Ghana AIDS Commission.
Verona and Gio are in the same resort. Is it possible they're in a relationship?
So, how do you plan to catch Gio alone? Well, good luck, Veron.
Why would Veron want to keep Gio for herself?
Maybe it'd be alright if you could pass these documents to Clarice.
Yes, ma'am.
This is really important and I need it signed.
Don't you ever knock?
I'm really sorry. Maybe it was all just a coincidence. Or did Gilda and Veron plan all that?
I will only have Gio to myself once that stupid Clarice is finally out of the picture.
And how are you going to get rid of her? By pushing her off another rooftop? You might end up falling yourself.
I have a plan. And this time, I am going to make sure that Clarice won't have another chance to get in the way of me and Gio. Thanks for coming, Clarice.
It's nothing, ma'am. Gio said that his meeting is going to take a while longer. It's much better this way since I'll have someone to talk to while I'm waiting for him.
You know you have security guards beat when it comes to keeping track of your husband.
Well, you know, I mean, there could be thieves hiding in any corner. This is much better than getting caught off guard.
Is that so?
Here's your order, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thanks. Cheers, Clarice.
Cheers. Excuse me, I'll just answer this text.
Sure, take your time. Are you done?
Yes.
Another toast?
Okay.
So refreshing.
Exactly, Uncle. I'm sandwiched between two women. I know that these are the consequences of my decisions. I admit that. It's just that...
What's the meaning of this?
Ron just won't let up, Uncle. I can't just leave her behind here. It's so complicated. Okay, sure.
This isn't enough. What I need to find is irrefutable evidence.
Clarice, Thank you so much for being such a good listener. I guess in the end, that's all that we really need, right? Someone who will listen to us, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Hey, are you all right?
Ma'am, I think I feel a little dizzy right now.
Would you like me to take you to the clinic?
There's no need. I think I'll just go back to my room instead. Maybe all I need is a nap.
Yes, maybe. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much again. Okay. Thank you. That ought to take care of you.
Hello, Veron. But Veron, what if Clarice follows me?
Looks like my guess was spot on. But I need proof.
Gio.
Veron.
Come with me.
Veron, where are we going?
Just follow me.
What if someone sees us?
Unbelievable, Gio. Vera was actually your lover. I feel sorry for Clarice. She has no idea about what you two monsters are doing right now. Well, you two have another thing coming. It's high time Clarice finally finds out the truth.
Don't you ever knock?
I'm really sorry.
This trip's gonna be real quick. You just have to meet our business partners in Singapore.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the reason why they're so close with each other? I can't believe you, Gio. You really chose a cougar over your wife. Let's see if you two can keep enjoying this once Clarice finds out the truth.
Gio. Did you see anyone?
Veron, I think someone saw us. Is anyone there? Whoever you are, show yourself. We're not mad, I swear.
Gio, just forget about it. Forget about it.
Veron, what if that person saw us kissing?
Gio, it could have just been one of the guests of the hotel. Or maybe it was just one of the staff. There's no way that they would know us. So what if they saw us kissing? Just ignore them. Maybe they're afraid to show themselves to us because they were embarrassed.
But what if it was someone we do know?
Babe. It's not just the people from Makela or the attendees of the meeting staying at this hotel, you know? Just forget about it. Don't think about it anymore.
It's Clarice.
I need to tell this to Clarice.
Hello, Clarice?
Gio. Gio, you have to help me.
Clarice, what is it? What happened? Clarice, where are you? Hello, Clarice? Clarice!
Gio, what's going on?
I think something bad happened to Clarice.
Gio!
All right, Mr. Castro, I'll make sure to set an appointment with you very soon. Okay, thank you very much. Hey, Laura. You've been standing there for a while now.
I just can't stop thinking about that dream I had about Veron and Clarice.
Come on. Laura, forget about that. You know that dreams aren't premonitions that come true.
But what if it's trying to tell me something? What if it has another meaning?
What do you mean by that?
Maybe Veron has something sinister planned for Clarice.
Laura, will you stop thinking like that? I mean, Clarice has been saying nothing but absolutely good things about Veron. So don't worry, she won't do anything bad to your daughter.
You sound as if you don't know anything about Veron. She plays the long game.
I was just with her earlier, and she told me that she was completely fine and that she was going to her room because she felt tired.
Where could Clarice be? She's just close by. Clarice? Clarice!
Oh my goodness! What could have happened to her?
Clarice! Clarice!
She was okay a moment ago.
Veron, help me carry her, quickly! Careful. Let's hurry, Veron.
Okay. I just called the clinic. The doctor isn't available. Maybe Clarice was only feeling really tired.
Veron, she was asking for my help earlier.
You know what, Gio? You can be so overdramatic. Clarice is a strong woman. If she really was feeling something, even if she was all alone, she'd take herself to the clinic. You're showing her way too much concern.
Of course. She's my daughter's mother. What if something bad happened to Clarice? What about Jade?
Is that the only reason?
Veron, please. I think you might need to go find a doctor.
What? Me? Go to the clinic?
Veron, please. We need to find help for Clarice.
Fine. am so annoyed. He even had me go find a doctor.
What? Are you at least going?
No, of course not. Why do I have to go find a doctor when I know that there's nothing wrong with Clarice?
Maybe she's just playing it up. Being dramatic? I mean, didn't she say she was going to sue her ex-husband?
Exactly. You know I shouldn't have left those two by themselves. I have to go back. And then I'll just tell them that the doctor's not there, period. I have to go. Xander?
Ma'am Veron.
What are you doing here? I asked you a question. What are you doing here? You weren't invited to the event.
I was just visiting someone here. I have a friend that checked into this hotel.
Oh, really? Who is your friend? You should introduce me.
No, Ma'am Veron. Actually, he's not in his room. That's why I'm out here. I was hoping to meet with him here.
I just find it weird. Of all places, here at this hotel? Gilda told me that you were at the office. So why are you here all of a sudden?
Sorry, ma'am. I think I'm being a bother to you. I'll leave you now.
Gio, did you see anyone? Maybe it was him.
Back in the day, I was Ghana man, but something was missing until I found the one. HD Plus is not your regular free-to-air decoder. For a small fee, you get to experience great services and exciting world of content. Dial *879# on your mobile phone and subscribe for as low as 290 cedis. Fashion, this one is different. The images are 5 times clearer in HD picture quality, and I'm loving the feely experience. HD Plus, I love you.
Mas I'm still here.
HD Plus, for better,
For less.
That's right. Get your HD Plus decoder from any Electroland outlet or our dealer shops.
Franco Trading Enterprise has not just made things easier for you, but has also given you amazing discounts on online purchasing. You can buy items such as mobile phones, accessories, television, air conditioner, refrigerators, washing machine, and many more. Just download the Franco Trading app on Google Store or App Store. You can as well visit our website at www.francotrading.com. We do deliveries within 24 hours in Accra and in Kumasi. Do you know you can find us on Facebook at Franco Trading Enterprise, Instagram at Franco Trading, TikTok at Franco Trading, and on Twitter or X at Franco Trading 1. Do not call any numbers apart from the numbers on the screen. Beware of scammers. Franco Trading Enterprise is still the home of quality mobile phones, accessories, and your home
Adum TV, yasaya de mofrenum to akensia na bebie mo. And Shuma Season 6. Ani and Shuma Season 6 launch no. Ebasu kwesiada 28th January 2024. Ewo West Hills Mall, Accra Kaswa Pantempon so. Time 3:30 p.m. on the dot. Bray, Nebesha magical performances free and past contestants. Emra, outdoor your selected contestant for Season 6. Righteous Van Dyke, Victor Chum Ampafo, any Abrantie, any Bebre Kekaho. Yabema mwa kakai Emra no more competition nimuno. Oba pa Christy, enso so beba. Nesu unim se, wadi woja enebe remu. Na kecha so di wamo diye ebeba be boom. Ye baba wuso West Hills Mall. Abra ye pa Enstroma Season 6 hontoma. Enstroma, yes, right?
Adum TV, ye wazoye.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana in 2016 pledged to ensure free senior high school education for every Ghanaian child. Under the leadership of the President and the Sector Minister, Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Eruchum, the first-year enrollment has risen from 308,000 in 2016 to over 500,000 students being enrolled each year under the policy, making over 1.6 million children enrolled under the policy as of 2022. The Transformation Agenda series on education exposes you to the varied and various achievements of of government in the area of education, delving into the policies, interventions, and infrastructure development that has occurred under the leadership of the president. Watch the Transformation Agenda series on education on Joyprime this and every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Transformation Agenda series on education, reimagining education for national development.
Clarice, I'm so glad you regained consciousness.
Gio, what are you doing in my room?
Hey, wait! Don't get up so quickly. You might still be weak.
No, I'm fine.
Clarice, what happened to you? I've been worried sick about you.
Sorry that I had to bother you.
No, Clarice. It's fine. In fact, you should have told me that there was something wrong with you so that I would have come and taken you here myself.
Thank you.
How do you feel right now? Should I take you to the clinic?
No, it's fine. I'm already okay. I guess I was just feeling tired and sleepy earlier.
Okay. Remember, if you feel anything weird, be sure to let me know. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. My daughter's mother.
Hello, Vince. What's up, man? I just found out who the woman of Gio is.
You did? Who is it? Someone I know?
You definitely do. So does Clarice. Actually, dude, it's someone we all know. But of course, I won't tell you who she is right away.
Come on, seriously? Don't leave me hanging here.
Well, whatever. There's no way I'm letting Gio and his woman make a fool out of Clarice. At least not while I'm around. I mean, can you believe that they were leading Clarice around? And then it turned out that Clarice was being loyal to the woman who was taking her husband away from her? That would mess anyone up.
You know what? I was so close to going up to Gio and Clarice, because I hate it when they're together. But the moment I saw Xander, I stopped myself. And it made me think. Maybe he was the person who saw me with Gio earlier.
Okay, there you go again, Veron. You're all paranoid again. Did you consider that maybe Xander was telling the truth? That he does have a friend staying there?
Staying here at this very hotel, Gilda? I don't know. It's likely that he followed Clarice. And that's how he came across me making out with Gio. Oh my gosh! I think I'm gonna go crazy before this night is over. So much is happening.
Well then, what if you have it all wrong, Veron? Besides, why did you even think to make out somewhere outside? Obviously, someone was bound to come across you two.
Whatever. In any case, I have to be certain if Xander really did see us making out or not. It's still way too early for my plans to be ruined.
Mom, you don't have to worry about me. I'm doing fine here. The same thing with VRS. Just try to forget about your dream, okay?
Clarice, I'm really sorry, okay? I just can't help but feel worried about you, especially when you're so far from me.
Clarice, After that call, come here and have dinner. That's probably why you got dizzy. You weren't eating right.
Clarice, is there a man in your room right now?
Yes, Mom. I'm together with Gio.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's right. He's getting our dinner ready for tonight now. We're going to eat in the room.
That's wonderful. I'm very glad because it seems you two are patching things up again.
That's why you shouldn't worry anymore, Mom. Someone's taking care of me right now.
You heard her, Mom. Please don't worry. I'm right here by Clarice's side.
All right then, Gio. Take good care of Clarice. Oh, now I can finally rest easy here. I won't have to worry whether you're doing okay or not.
Okay, Mom. Right, Clarice, let's eat. Remember, you have to eat right so you don't pass out again.
You had such a beautiful wife. She was nice. She was ready to do everything for you. And you were willing to throw her away for VRS? What did you see in that monster that was worth choosing her over Clarice? Huh? You're having the time of your life. Meanwhile, I'm just here going crazy over your wife. Huh? You're a big pile of garbage, Gio. Nothing but garbage. Well, now, you get ready for Clarice. As well as you, VRS. Get ready for Clarice.
Clarice, are you sure you're gonna be okay by yourself?
Of course I'm sure.
Well, I mean, maybe you want me to stay here with you for the night. After all, the bed is pretty big. I can sleep next to you, just in case.
Oh, no need. Didn't you tell me that you have a big meeting tomorrow? You have to be early.
That's right.
So march right back to your room and go to bed because we might both lose sleep here.
How about I come back later?
It's fine.
I don't mind.
Listen, get moving. Go to sleep.
I mean, what if you...
No, swear I'll be
sure?
fine. That's right, I'm sure.
But
I'll be okay.
It's fine. I can stay here
I'll
with
be
you.
okay.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. I'll be okay.
All right. I'll check on you later.
No, don't. Just go to bed. Go on.
Bye.
Bye. Xander? What is it this time?
Hello, Clarice. I'm here at the Everett Paradise Hotel.
What did you say?
I had to follow you.
What the heck are you doing here? Are you some kind of stalker? Are you looking to cause trouble again?
Clarice, I'm not here to cause any trouble. That's the reason why I'm here, because I want to help.
Help me with what?
Help you. And Gio.
How could you possibly help me when you're being a bother?
Clarice, there's something you need to know about Gio and his other woman.
What about those two?
Trust me, I can't tell you this over the phone. Let's just meet up here at the hotel restaurant.
Xander, what is it that you're planning this time? Gio's here, so don't you try to start something.
Clarice, is that how you really see me now? Just to bother? To you and to Gio?
Xander, please, can we put a stop to this?
Clarice, if only you could see what kind of tomfoolery your husband is doing here.
Xander, can you stop?
If you really want to know more about what Gio and his lover are doing, then you should meet up with me. We'll meet at the restaurant.
Xander? Hello?
I don't know, Uncle. But whenever I'm with Clarice now, it's like I end up forgetting everything. Including what happened before.
Well, that's good. There's just one problem. There's one woman there that keeps on clinging to you no matter where you go.
What do you mean?
Think about it. She gets in your way, and she sucks you dry like some parasite. How else do you get away from that? I've been telling you this since then. Just get away from her and cut that woman off.
Uncle, I owe a huge debt to Veron. Because if it weren't for her help, I wouldn't be where I am now.
I really don't get you. What is it that you want here?
Whatever, Uncle. Right now I feel happy when I'm with Clarice. To be honest with you, it got me thinking that maybe Clarice was really telling me the truth. That she wasn't having an affair with Xander.
You're finally making sense.
What do you think if we get back together?
Goodness, nephew, that would be best. You just have to be careful because the snake can strike from anywhere you least expect.
Clarice, I'm not here to cause any trouble. That's the reason why I'm here, because I want to help. Clarice, there's something you need to know about Gio and his other woman. Trust me, I can't tell you this over the phone. Clarice, if only you could see what kind of tomfoolery your husband is doing here. If you really want to know more about what Gio and his lover are doing, then you should meet up with me. We'll meet at the restaurant.
How dare you do this?
Wait,
You're such a liar!
let me explain!
Where's your mistress? Show me where she is!
Clarice, please!
Don't waste your energy and your time on me. You have a more dangerous enemy that you should look out for.
That mistress better be ready, because there's simply no way I'm going to let her take Gio away from me. She has made an enemy out of me.
Xander?
Ma'am Veron.
Xander, I'm so glad that I found you. Is it alright if we talk?
How about next time? There's something I need to take care of right now.
Xander, I'll be frank with you. I really don't believe that you have a friend staying here. It's Clarice. She's the reason you're here, right?
What gave you that idea, ma'am?
Because I know just how much you've been thinking about Clarice.
Ma'am Veron, whatever feelings I might have for Clarice, that all stays with me. There's no need to pry any further. Perhaps you should worry more about your life.
Why is it that you're talking to me that way? I'm your boss.
You're correct, you are my boss.